Okay, so today I wanted to talk about the MacBook Pro web camera, and specifically there is this little product that I've recommended in the past, this webcam slider. It's like a cover, so basically hackers can't hack into your computer and watch what you're doing when you're using your MacBook. Anyway, today I wanted to say basically that I no longer recommend that you use a webcam cover slider because, yeah, it can actually damage your computer. Hey, what is up? My name is Tom. If this is your first time to this channel, don't forget to do a hashtag new sub so I can properly welcome you. It would really help me out if you can hit that like button to support the channel.
There's a lot of competition out there on YouTube.
Okay, so today's video, it's basically a bit of a retraction. In the past, I've said that I use a webcam slider, and I have. For my old MacBook Pro 13-inch from late 2013, I used a webcam slider for a couple of years. I think I used it for something like 5 years, and I never had any issues at all. So naturally, I did get the webcam slider for my new MacBook Pro 16-inch. Now, it did not get damaged or anything like that, but what has changed is that when I first, I did get some people commenting that you should not use those webcam sliders because it can crack the screen if you apply pressure. Having that bit of thing between the screen and the bottom plate, basically, it could apply the amount of pressure that could crack the screen. And I was like, nah, that couldn't happen. I used one for 5 years, never had any issues. I did get the stain gate issue on this MacBook Pro, but I did not get a cracked screen. So when people said that I shouldn't use it, I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna do some search. I'm gonna use Google, my old friend Google, and I'm gonna search and to find out if there have actually been people who have had any cracked screens. And I did find one person on Reddit, and for a while I was like, you know what? That's just one person. He probably sat on the screen, was too afraid, too embarrassed to admit that he sat on it, so he blamed everything on the webcam cover slider. But then I started to read more and more articles about people who've had issues with the webcam cover slider. And then I actually saw a statement made by Apple basically telling us don't use the webcam cover slider. So I have to admit that I did in fact remove my webcam cover slider, and I no longer use it, and I no longer recommend it. And if you are using it, then you should probably remove it. And I'm sorry if I've influenced you in the wrong way. I basically based this on my personal experience that I did not have any issues with the slider, but it seems like there is actually a risk of damaging your computer, so don't use it. Okay, this was a very short little video, so hope you enjoyed it. And again, it would really help me if you help me spread this video by hitting that like button and putting in a nice little comment so YouTube knows that you care about my videos. That's all I had for today. I'll see you in the next one. I love you. Peace. Oh, you're still here. Oh, that's right. It's the behind the scenes vlog. So for those of you who are new, this is something that I do on this channel after I cover the main topic, which could usually just be a 4 or 5 minute video. I have this little extra part. It's like a vlog where I share some personal stuff and a little bit about me. It's mostly for the subscribers who actually care about me. Bet you didn't think I was gonna make another MacBook video after the last vlog, after the hiking video. But the truth is, this is what I want to be able to do. I want to do a MacBook video because I want to, not because it's a MacBook channel. And I want to be able to do a hiking video because it is my channel. It's a creative outlet kind of a thing. Anyway, this was a very important topic for me, the whole webcam slider thing. I'm betting I'm gonna get lots of comments, people telling me I told you so. So yeah, you did. I didn't listen. I was being stubborn, but it was actually based on the fact that I actually have pretty good experience. But still, made this video because I wanted to warn people about it. Okay, so we've had some issues with our cat. For those of you who don't know, we actually have 3 cats. And the oldest cat, she's been kind of sick. You know, she does have her issues, but we still love her and try to take care of her as best as we possibly can. But it's painful, you know, when you see someone suffering, someone that you care about. It's really horrible. I've been considering extreme minimalism for a while now. It's something I've been thinking about, I've been making notes about it, and what I mean when I say extreme minimalism, it isn't actually to just sell everything and basically have no possessions. It's not like that, but I do have a lot of stuff at my house, and being a minimalist, I removed a lot, but I still think that I can remove more, but I don't because it would be unpractical. Now, I'm not one of those minimalists that will just sell everything and then repurchase when you need something. So instead, I was thinking about just, you know, putting everything in boxes and keeping it upstairs in the attic. You know, just go for a year of extreme minimalism. And what does this mean? Well, it basically means only having one camera and one lens, or maybe two lenses, one computer, just a MacBook Pro 16-inch, and not my desktop computer or anything like that. I've got dozens of cameras. I'm kind of a camera geek, but I really only need the one camera. It's like my GoPro, like it's very handy, it's very practical to have a GoPro, but in most situations I can just bring my main camera, the one that I'm shooting with right now, so I really don't need it. But it's also interesting what you choose to keep. It's sort of the main point of minimalism. Once you start selecting the things that you can't live without, you get a clearer sense of what you really love and what you really need. And that is kind of the main point of this extreme minimalism. And it's interesting how we don't really pick what we like. For instance, I love watching old reruns of Big Bang Theory and Gilmore Girls. Yes, I even like Gilmore Girls. And I don't know why. It's just something that I've done for the last couple of years, and I want to keep doing it. You know, this isn't one of those things that I want to remove out of my life because it actually does give me pleasure. And that's also kind of the point of minimalism. By reducing everything that you don't need and focusing on what you do need and what gives you pleasure, it sounds pretty obvious, but that's the path to freedom and happiness, at least to me. But following other big YouTubers / minimalists, I have also understood that once you hit a certain goal, it just becomes a new thing. You just minimize and minimize until you figure out that you're completely all alone and you don't really need anything. So I don't want to overdo it. So maybe the word extreme is not a good word, but it's something that I call this project, extreme minimalism. I want to focus mostly on my computer, actually. Just all those apps, all the social media apps. There are certain things that I've been considering. For instance, Instagram. Sometimes I'm thinking to myself, I really should remove it because I don't love Instagram. I like posting every once in a while, but it's not really my thing. I don't really like the square format. I prefer the YouTube format. So I don't really need Instagram, but it's a great way to, you know, stay in touch with followers on YouTube. So I don't know about that. I'm still kind of considering going back and forth. I don't want to delete my Instagram because it's not all bad. That's all I'm gonna say. But other things I am definitely thinking about removing completely, like Twitter. I hardly ever use Twitter. I post every once in a while, but if anybody reads, I really don't care. It's the YouTube videos that I care mostly about. So I've also been thinking about why I am so much into minimalism, and I suppose that the thing about me as a person is that I'm a bit of a searcher. I'm always searching and looking for some kind of meaning in a very confusing world that's filled with distractions. And I believe that minimalism is at least one of the tools that will help me get some kind of a balance. I mean, I already know it gives me some kind of a balance. Like, I often feel like when I remove certain things, I like go, whew, that was easier than I thought. I should have done that years ago. So I know that minimalism has already helped me a lot, but I'm also thinking it may help me even more. You just gotta know how to use that tool. That's the thing about me. I think of minimalism as a tool, and you use it to the best of your abilities so it fits in with your life, you know? There is no minimalist handbook, you know, this is what you do if you're a minimalist. You sort of have to figure out your own path and removing the distractions that you don't want in your life anymore. And so that's kind of my thing. That's what I'm interested in doing. And I also want to make more videos about minimalism. I still think it's one of the best things I've ever come across in my life. Seriously, it's a wonderful life philosophy, I guess you can call it that. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Hope you enjoyed this little personal vlog and the main video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care.